Alright, I know I'm a little late to this, like a day or two, but the low stuff has, like, we've seen more of it at, I believe, Gallery Store, and it looks very cool. Let's just jump into this very off-the-cuff video. I'm sorry if I didn't cover this that fast, but whatever. First thing we have here is this clown with a teddy bear. Now, I'll be honest, I think this guy looks maybe gemmy, but something about him is very creepy in my opinion. The teddy bear is a very creepy touch in my opinion. I don't know why, I just find that really neat. I actually really like the clothes. The body shape is they seem a little malformed, but other than that, it's alright. And the face, something about this guy just creeps me out a lot. I'm not sure what it is, but I just find him very, eerie. His phrases might suck, but whatever. And he has a little head on top of his head. And behind him, we can see a big towering witch with a skull. This definitely looks way better than the one last year. And, I hope to see what it does. Maybe it'll be okay, maybe it'll suck. But hey, that's fairly exciting. Next, we have a look at the Pneumatic Ghost Girl. Seems to be pretty short, but of course, with the pneumatics, it's gonna pop up. And, that's definitely fairly interesting. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but depending on how fast she pops up, she could be a really good jump scare. But again, she's like $600, which is a lot of money. I get it's pneumatics and all, but I don't feel like dropping $600 on a Halloween prop like this. I mean, I definitely think pneumatics are cool and all, but at the point you start paying $600, I'd just rather go for like a distortions thing, just because you have that sort of quality. But, I mean, it's still really neat to have pneumatics in the retail industry. Then this guy. Oh! Because this is the new Leatherface. It's probably gemmy, but, I mean, this guy's really cool. You see, the Pennywise they did a while back was okay, fine. The Freddy Krueger they did was okay, fine, a little plasticky looking. The Michael Myers was pardon my French, utter dog shit. And the Jason they did fairly recently was actually pretty alright. And maybe this is SVI, but this Leatherface is, I'm sorry to be so weird about it, but this is actually so damn cool. Hopefully its audio is okay. The audio on most of the Jenny licensed stuff is alright. So this could just have screaming and, chainsaw sounds, and that would be perfectly fine. Hopefully the animation is fine. It's probably just gonna be lifting the chainsaw up and down. I hope the chainsaw moves, but by the looks of it, it probably doesn't. But I'd love it if it were animated. But this guy just looks fairly realistic, even. Like, the face doesn't look too plasticky, the arms. The shoulders are a little janky. That one there is just a 90-degree angle. Not the biggest fan of that. But even so, that could be padded out, and might not even be the biggest thing. And I also love that they went for the classic, original Texas Chainsaw Leatherface, because I'm not too big on the other designs. I just love the standard, classic one. And Lowe's is pulling out of Canada, but my god, because Lowe's are fairly easy to find, I might even be down to drive to the States for this sometime. I don't know. Hopefully order it online. That would be the best alternative. But another thing I'll bring up later will probably make me drive to the States as well. But yeah, this is so cool. I mean, people have been asking for Leatherface, and I've honestly quite wanted one too. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is quite disturbing. And, I'd happily buy this. It looks super cool. Next, we have the zombie, which we've already seen. He looks so mid. Definitely one of the, lower ones of the lineup. I don't really like this guy. Face just looks so goofy. The clothing is a lot more detailed. I actually think that looks fairly good, grimy, rusty. So that's okay. But there's something in this picture way, way, way cooler than the zombie. That's this back there. This appears to be the prototype clown on stilts, which, if you've seen my video on prototypes, is like one of my favorite prototypes of all time. Compared to Stitches the Clown over there, it looks very tall. Hope it's only 7 feet, but even so, it just looks so massive. I find this guy so cool. Maybe they'll give him new audio, but I hope it will be good. But seeing this guy in stores, finally seeing the light of day, unless it's just a prototype, but honestly, I don't think so. It's just... Oh! I mean, hopefully, you know, if I'm going to pick up that Leatherface or ordering it online, we'll pick up this guy too. Because this year is actually shaping up to be so good. Even if Spirit sucks so bad, I won't really care. Morris costumes look sick. Lowe's is looking sick. God knows what Home Depot and Party City will do. Now, Party City's kind of out of the picture, if you've seen my rant on that. But still, like, oh my god! I'm so hyped. I totally want to get the clown on stilts. That is such a cool prop. Next, we have this picture, which has a few interesting things. The statue angel, which looks alright, but we've been over him already. He's pretty good. Looks to probably be SVI, because the wings look very dark angel-ish. There's this Reaper guy in a red cloak, which is... Some people have their, don't really like him. And I've heard a theory and a comment that maybe his head will spin around, so it'll be like a face changer. I'd like that. But even so, a simple red Reaper is, actually pretty cool. I really like the whole red robe look. And based on what his price might be, that's actually pretty cool. We also see the little duo there. You'll have to see them. I mean, I don't know, maybe I hate them, but I love those guys for some reason. And then you also have this very interesting, probably techie, remake of the Lunging Pumpkin Carver, probably. And that's actually pretty neat, too. Maybe not the greatest thing in the lineup, but it definitely... I mean, I don't know, the Lunging Pumpkin Carver is very nostalgic, so I don't mind. Next, we have an image here, something I'm not going to bring up yet, because that deserves its own section. Well, yeah, the swinging kid thing next to the bald dude. But these guys I'm actually kind of interested in. The drummer, not so much, unless they come together. But the Reaper with the guitar is genuinely kind of awesome. That's genuinely, really cool. Maybe they're, some sort of two-pack duo. That's also really neat. And actually, I could see myself getting these guys. But, because he's actually pretty neat. I mean, maybe, if you want to do, a back alley punk rock display, these would be very good there. And I don't know, I just find them neat. Next, we have the 12-foot scarecrow. You can also see the Reaper and the clown on stilts back there. And a lot of people are really fawning over this guy. And he actually does look really good. The face is fairly detailed. It looks a little too goofy, but it has that very classic Halloween-y feel. And this is pretty alright. And, the scythe looks good. And it's not that I don't like him. He's just a 12-foot scarecrow, and that's not bad. It's just, they're the 12-footers. Here's the new one. And it's good. Probably gemmy, so maybe a little cheap. But hey, I still this is a certified good prop in my opinion. And then there's something I haven't been talking about and beating around the bush with the images. But that's because this next thing I'm going to bring up is... Two things, actually, are sort of massive. Here's the video. So this video shows actually 3 things that I find to be interesting. But let's work least to best. There's this little pumpkin guy, which I actually find to be a very nifty tabletop. I actually like that quite a bit. And then we have the Pneumatic, which is definitely a Pneumatic groundbreaker. His audio doesn't sound too good, but he actually has a really good animation. Though again, he's like $600, which is a lot of money. So, I don't know how I'd feel dropping $600 on a groundbreaker, but he definitely has reason to be that pricey. We have another groundbreaker next to him, which is... holy shit. I'm sorry to be swearing so much, but I'm excited. It's a 9-foot zombie groundbreaker. And this is just... wow. I mean, I know I'm not speaking so much, but he's 9 feet tall, absolutely massive. He has that arm that's moving the tombstone. That's such a cool touch. The lantern, and he's a little cartoony looking. Although, honestly, this seems like the budget version of the kind of animatronics you'd see out front of a haunted house. That might sound like an insult, but it really isn't in my books. Like, that is so good. I mean, would I get this guy? Probably not. My yard is fairly small, so I don't know if I could fit him there. And so he just looked ridiculous in the context of everything else. And he's like 9 foot tall, 7 foot wide. But if you have a larger yard or like even a field, maybe you live on a farm or something, this guy would be such a sick touch to your graveyard. And it's just so cool. And it's a little cartoony, but in a way that I think it looks fairly good. And it's like cartoony, child-friendly-ish, but still looks fairly freaky. I don't know. I think this guy's like pretty neat. And he's definitely a big step up for Lowe's. In fact, everything is. Last year for Lowe's, people were fawning over. I didn't really like it. But this one, I was kind of like, at first. But this is actually starting to get so sick. And I'm excited to see what they'll have next. Even if this is the full lineup, hell, that's fine too. I mean, Jesus. If Spirit brings back Barnyard Butcher, Pumpkin Nester, and maybe something else, that's already giving me a run for my money. But, and Spirit will probably have a few stuff that blows me away. But I definitely want to really diversify my animatronic collection. And definitely the Leatherface, the Clown on Stilts, they have me so grabbed by the teeth, and it's just so cool. So I definitely, this year is actually, with Moore's costumes and all, is shaping up to be really cool. I haven't talked about the Trans World stuff, and I don't think I will. And the Moore's costume Scarecrow guy ain't really enough, in my opinion, to talk about for one video. But hey, what do you think of the Low stuff? I love it. Like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you if my next video. Goodbye.